just parked the truck and we are in the Whistler Village. Well, not in the village yet. And we're getting a little bit of a sprinkle out here outside. So, we are gonna go and show you the sights of Whistler Village. And we'll show you the ski slope. Or the...
well, at least the bottom of it.
The bottom of it. And the gondola. Yeah, so there we go. Daddy, Wrigley. Hello, girls. Wrigley is avoiding the camera. Wrigley, can you look up? In a few minutes, we're gonna go and show you the people riding down the mountain with their mountain bike gear. These guys are serious mountain bikers. Okay, we are standing here in awe of the people that are coming down the
base of Whistler Mountain mountain biking course.
So I'm just gonna turn the camera around. These guys got some serious gear on, and I'm not sure if you can see them, but they're just flying down the mountain. So they go up on the chairs, and it looks like people go on one lift and the bikes go on a different.
The bikes have a separate lift for themselves, yes. Okay. 4 people on one lift, 4 bikes on another. And that goes all the way to the top, which you cannot even see the top because it's in the clouds.
Yeah.
This is one of the mountain biking meccas of the world. I'm sure there's places around the world that try to emulate what we have here. And this is basically God's country as far as mountain biking and skiing is concerned.
And we got a big Lulu store here. Okay, recording. We ate lunch here with Maddie one time and sat us in the corner. Do you remember?
We've eaten here, we've eaten over here as well.
Yeah, but here we sat down way over there so Maddie could sit just outside the
right
fence.
At the end of the patio.
Yeah. Oh, even a hardware store in Whistler, you know, for your hardware needs. Just in case you need some hardware.
Apparently.
Oh, Pandora Jewelers is down here too.
Helly Hansen.
Helly Hansen. There's 2 Helly Hansen stores. There's one on the other side too. And of course, it wouldn't be a ski village without a Columbia store. Okay, we're gonna go down and check out the Olympic rings. They're still down there from when we had the Olympics in 2010. That's almost 10 years ago.
Pretty cool.
All kinds of little boutiques and many places to eat. And with all the smells just calling to you. So we thought about getting our pictures done at the with the rings, but there's a lot of people waiting.
Yeah, it's
and I sort of feel
very
like
busy place.
Sort of feel like
you have to wait your turn and actually have somebody around that's going to actually take your picture.
Yeah. Okay, so we found this little board, which is quite nice, from when the Olympics were here in Whistler. They've got all the gold medalist Canadians who had won in their event. So these are all the gold medals. And so the women's hockey team, Tessa and Scott Moyer.
Can't forget Alexandre Bilodeau.
Yeah, oh, Alexandre.
He was the first Canadian to win a gold medal on Canadian soil.
For the men's moguls. And then
in Winter Olympics.
Winter Olympics. So there's silver and bronze. And then we go on here and we have the Paralympics. And all the gold medal winners for those.
Hello.
Good morning. We are still in Whistler, and this will be our last day here in Whistler. We leave tomorrow morning, and still really just enjoying this amazing view. It's just awesome.
And apparently it is called the Whistler Valley.
Woo!
Go figure.
Okay, we're just going to take the dogs out for their morning walk. So in this RV park and campground, there are
142 sites.
142 sites, full service.
There are 102 full service sites, and I believe 40 or 41 non-service sites, which is basically a tenting area, and that area has all giant trees around it, so there's lots of cover from the sun and from rain if you're just tenting.
So the sites, although they are full service, not everyone has their own shower in their RV. So they do have showers in these little sheds, I guess you'd call them.
An outhouse.
Well, but it's a shower.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure if those are flush toilets or just an outhouse that are next to them.
One thing I'd like to point out about this place is, of the full service sites, I'd say at least 2/3 of them back onto the valley view. So
Yeah.
it is phenomenal for scenic sight. Yeah, there are bears and cougars in this area. And the bears have a very good sense of smell. So if you leave anything out, and there's a bear in the area, they're going to get into it. I actually was worried about leaving my barbecue outside last night because we cooked.
Yeah, well, our barbecue was still intact, and I didn't hear any rustling outside. So
Yeah, it's still in one piece, so we're good.
along with the barbecue scrub brush that was sitting out there, full of juicy deliciousness in a bear's world. So there are some full-time people who live in this park as well.
Or people that work in the area that stay here a month or two at a time.
Some of them look a little more permanent than that.
Yes, this is true. There are some that are fully skirted, have the large propane tanks that are full-timers.
Yeah. Okay, as we were walking back from the front, we noticed that they have this thing called wiffle golf. So they just basically have little wiffle golf balls, and I guess you get one shot per hole.
Yeah, and it looks like the first hole is about 22 yards.
Well, and then you take off from that little platform there.
Yeah, and the hole is
That's your
straight ahead
tee.
into the trees. And the course goes through the trees
That's kind of fun. We'll
in
try
the
to.
forest. We'll have to check that out tonight.
Yeah, I'll leave the dogs in the trailer to rest.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna wander back from the front, from the office, and I did buy ice here yesterday. It was $5.
$5 a bag of ice.
It was a big ice bag though. Yes, that was expensive ice.
Ice is expensive up here.
Yeah.
At Creekside Village, which is 10 kilometers north of here, 10-12 kilometers north of here, it is $3.60 per bag.
Okay.
Which is actually up here isn't too bad at all. $5 at the site here, well, you pay for the convenience.
Okay, so they also have a disc golf. So there's a warning sign, there's flying discs in the area. So I don't know if this is the start or where you get the discs from.
This is the start. Actually, there's hole number 1 straight ahead of you. About 30 yards into the trees.
Okay, there's the arrow. I guess you get the discs from the office, maybe?
I would guess, yes.
Okay, so as we were saying, there are 42 camping sites, so no service, and we'll just have you take a look at them. So back there is the washroom
And showers.
and showers. Oh, and they got a sink there for washing your dishes and
This
stuff.
is really nice in here.
Yeah.
Did you get hot water? Yesterday it was all cold.
Come on, Maddie, up. Come on. No, you gotta go over.
So this is a site basically here for 1 or 2 small tents. And then you could probably park right here as well, but
Yeah, or
not a
you
lot of
park
room.
back in here.
This is definitely one of the smaller sites, I would imagine. But
Yeah, no, it's pretty narrow. I was saying, almost like it's long enough for our trailer.
yeah,
But I think just getting in here with our trailer
that's
would be.
why tent trailers is probably about as large as you would want to go in this tenting area. If you have anything larger than 15 feet, you're going to be in trouble. Morning.
Ow! The pothole.
One other thing I'd like to point out, there is Wi-Fi available here at $10 per 24 hours.
Whew.
A little steep.
Yeah.
Luckily we've got a MiFi and the reception up here is fantastic.
Yeah, until the battery died on the MiFi. But very nicely treed, so you're when it does rain, even if you are in a tent here.
Yeah, lots of good coverage here. Morning.
Good morning.
Hey, how's it going? Good.
Okay. So that was the tenting area. Oh, you wanted to go check the horse?
That's what I was going to
Yeah.
ask at the office. I forgot to.
Oh.
We'll just go check out the stables.
Let's see if there's anybody around.
Yeah. Well, there is a couple of trucks down there, so maybe we'll find somebody that works here instead of having to phone the number.
Oh, there's a horse down there. All saddled up. Maybe I'll hang back with Wrigley. So they do offer also in this park trail and pony rides. It's from Pemberton Stable, so I'm guessing when they aren't doing horse rides here, then they are
probably have the horses stabled somewhere else.
out
Obviously.
in Pemberton because it's just some gated areas. So what was the scoop?
They do trail or pony rides for kids 3 to 8 years old. It's $20.
Depending on weight.
I believe they can go up to 250 pounds. So.
No, for the ponies.
For the ponies?
She was saying that it was like 130 pounds and then they need to go on the big horse.
Yeah, it's 3 to 8 years old. They've put that on for insurance purposes. It's all for small kids. It's $20 per ride. They only use the older horses for that because they're much calmer. The trail rides, 1 hour trail ride is $75. I believe she said the 2 hour trail ride is $120.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Is if you're up in the mountains here, a guided tour on horseback, that's one fantastic way to see this area.
Yeah. So today we're gonna, after we do our housekeeping, we're going to go up to Brandywine Falls, which is back towards Squamish a couple kilometers. And then we are going to go up and visit Pemberton.
Action!
There we go. So we were at our campsite today, and before we leave tomorrow, we thought we would give you the top 12 things to do while you're in Whistler. I found this site at planetware.com. Basically, I put in Google things to do in Whistler and scrolled through all the lists, and some of them are really long. So, number 1.
Number 1 is Whistler Blackcomb.
Number 2, Peak to Peak Gondola.
Now, the Peak to Peak Gondola is fantastic. It's a 4-kilometer ride from the top of Blackcomb to the top of Whistler Mountain.
Number 3.
Squamish, Lillooet Cultural Center.
Number 4, Extreme Sports Mountain Biking Park. Number 5.
Hiking. Lots of hiking trails. All up and down the valley, all the way from Squamish, right up to Pemberton and Lillooet. It's just hiking trails everywhere. You do have to be aware of the wildlife in the area during the time of year that you are here. But otherwise, there's a lot of people on a lot of trails, and it's just gorgeous views.
So as far as hiking goes, the 2 that it mentions are Lost Lake and Garibaldi Park. Lost Lake I've done several times. It's just a gravel path. It's quite wide. It's used during the winter for cross-country skiing. So it's not too extreme as far as hills and climbing and stuff goes. It's a little bit on the longer side though. Number 6 is the Olympic Park.
They hosted the Olympics here in 2010. They did bobsled, skeleton, luge. I believe the ski jumping was here as well. Or no, ski jumping was in
it was
on the North Shore
alpine,
Mountains,
Nordic, luge, skeleton, and bobsled events. I had to
So
write
the
it
Nordic events and the bobsled track events were held here.
down. Number 7.
Where are we at number 7? Golfing. I'm not exactly sure how many courses there are here, but I know if you're a fan of Jack Nicklaus North is here. It's right near Spruce Grove Park, which is where there's a big ball tournament this weekend.
Number 8 is Lost Lake. So there is a beach there. I believe you can go swimming in there, and there might be. I saw people swimming. There is a beach. There is a dog beach. It's quite I wanted to go there this weekend because Wrigley needs to get
There's so many
off the
things to do here. We just haven't made it yet.
Yeah.
We might.
Number 9.
Whistler Museum. We've not been there yet, along with a lot of other things that we haven't done yet. But the Whistler Museum, I've heard it's a smaller museum, but it is basically showing you the history of the area. Going back to, I believe, 1914 was the first time that Whistler Village was actually established, or
No.
Whistler as a community. Oh,
Refer to my notes. We'll get back to that. We'll get back to the museum. Number 10 is Squamish. You have Shannon Falls. You have the Chief.
The Chief is one of the great climbing walls in the area. People free climb it, from what I've heard. There are a lot of people that just come from all around the world to climb the Chief.
And also the Seaside Gondola, which currently is
Out of commission.
out of commission until 2020 because there was some vandalism and they cut the cable on the that the gondola
Somebody
rides on.
cut the main cable that holds all of the gondolas, and I don't know what kind of person would do something like that, but it's roughly a $20 million bill already.
Wrigley, don't knock over the camera.
Our dog finally found the shade. She's been laying in the sunshine for the last half an hour.
Okay, number 11 is Pemberton, which is what we're going to do this afternoon.
We are going up there for lunch this afternoon, yes.
And number 12 is Lillooet, which is even, if you go past Pemberton, it's a little ways up and you actually end up into the Fraser Canyon.
And
So when, before we were coming up here, I thought, let's find out a little bit more about Whistler because we all know the 2010 Olympics was here as well as in Vancouver. But, so just a little history on Whistler is there was a couple that settled here by, in 1914, Myrtle and Alex Phillip. They settled here and it was incorporated as a municipality in 1975. During the late 60s, Whistler was approached to do the Olympics, but due to the road conditions at the time and the number of people that it would have to host, that Whistler just wasn't prepared for that yet. So Whistler is 2 hours north of Vancouver. And like we say, there's a ton of things you can do: spring, summer, winter. Winter, of course, the main thing is snowmobiling, skiing, snowboarding. What else do they have?
as far as mountain biking and skiing, this is one of the places to go in the world. It's world class, summer and winter.
Okay, so that's it for this segment. Check out that view. Is that not awesome?
This is the view from our back window. We're sitting on our picnic table behind the RV, and this is what we're waking up to every morning.
Yeah. Okay, Brandywine Falls is a no-go. It's a gong show here. All the parking spaces are full, and people are waiting for people to get out of their parking space because they've already finished their walk. So we're thinking we're gonna do Pemberton first. It's already 12:20, so we're going to either do it later on today or tomorrow on our way out of town. There is RV parking, which we're gonna go check out, and hopefully we can bring the trailer in here and we can do this on the way out of town.
Let's go check out the RV parking first. There's people with cars in the RV parking.
Yeah, they parked. Oh, they're parked all over the place.
Wow.
They're parked in non-parking spaces.
Yes.
So we will be doing this either later on today when we come back from Pemberton.
We cannot bring the RV in here.
Or probably oh, okay.
There's none. The spots are not large enough. We need 60 feet and there's probably 40.
Okay, so RV parking is a no-go. All right. So we came up to Pemberton and we weren't able to find a restaurant that was dog friendly. The information booth said that there was one called the Pony, but apparently it had a fire, so it's not open. But I mean, again, look at the amazing mountain views up in this area. Wrigley, come on. And just taking the dogs out for a little stroll. Apparently we can tie them up by the little patio they have there, and Brent and I'll have a little bit of lunch. So this is by Mount Currie, which is just outside of Pemberton. Thank you. So this is a North Arm Farm. It's a cute little store, and you can buy fresh vegetables. And I'm just gonna go and take a little walkabout here. I imagine you can do picnics and tables out here. Horseshoe pit. That's really awesome. Little vineyard. Raspberry bushes, which are done for this year. They got their own beehives. I'm guessing they harvest their own honey. And then on the other side, they have some animals. Let's go see the animals. You can purchase some grain for them and feed them a handful of grain for $1. Little vending machine there. You got the piggies. Ooh, that one looks like it just rolled in the mud. Oh, this one's got a snout full of. You got a snout full of dirt. You're just baking in the sun. Hello, piggy. This one's come and say hi. He probably thinks I have food. No, I'm not gonna feed you. Oh, look at all the pigs. They're just lying in the sun, baking away. Oh, I know. And then we got chickens. So I imagine that they have their own eggs as well. And then we have sheep over here. Hello, do you think I have food? No, I do not have food. So, quick change of plans. Well, not quick. We came across this park and when we were on our way to Pemberton, because driving into the
Brandywine Falls was packed. It was probably a good 10-minute wait just to find a parking spot. I'd say there's only maybe 30 or 40 spots available. So we decided, oh, we're gonna head north to Pemberton, check it out. And we found this place, Nairn Falls, just south of Pemberton. So it's a 1.5K walk to the falls, which should be good.
Yeah, Nairn Falls. You can also camp here. It's a provincial park, and so there are, looks like there is 93, 94 camping spots, and we're gonna go check it out for ourselves. Okay, 1.5K walk. Let's see, maybe we should put this on time lapse. That is a beautiful creek. story here about it. That is cold water. Wow. Maddie, come on. So that was definitely 1.5K of hiking.
Decent hike, yeah. Very rocky path.
Yeah.
Solid path, but very rocky.
Yeah.
Flip-flops and sandals, that would be...
Bad idea. Okay, here we are on our way out of Whistler Campground, RV Campground. Goodbye, nice view. So it seems like we are leaving just in time because apparently the weather is supposed to take a turn for the worse today, and they're going to have lightning and thunder and the whole 9 yards. So we're leaving on